everybody, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Soapery. Today, let's get into a video on how I make my bubblegum scented bath bombs with drizzle on top. So I'll show you everything that I do and we'll go through everything. It'll be nice and easy. So in front of me here, I have some distilled water and I've also added in some water soluble dyes, a little bit in there, and just mix it till you get the color that you want. And then we're going to pop it straight inside this bicarbonate soda. And when you actually do this part first, this is actually called blooming your bath bomb mixture. So we need to bloom it because that's what gets the gorgeous colors that you always see. So to get the beautiful colors that I know you're all looking for, you need to bloom this for a long time. And basically all the blooming is just mixing the color into the bicarbonate soda, because the bicarbonate soda is going to suck up those gorgeous colors and it's going to hold onto it. And if you do your colors later on with all the other ingredients, it means the bicarb is fighting with all the other ingredients. So this way it's just allowing it to mix around and do everything that you want it to do. Now, don't be disappointed with the color that you can see now, because the more you mix, the brighter it will get, because it allows those colors to keep turning over and over and over and grinding into the bicarbonate soda. So to get mine these beautiful colors that I do get, which are really rich pinks, I do mine for about 10 minutes, constantly turning it over, getting a spatula and, you know, turning that every now and then, every few minutes, and then you'll get these gorgeous, gorgeous colors. And this color is acid red from Sud Off in Australia. So I'm sure if you're not in Australia, plenty of places do sell all of these. So you can definitely get some water soluble dyes. So now we're finished blooming our mixture, so let's add some fun. So in here, this is actually a mica glitter. So it just has glitter through the mica and it's a blizzard color. So there's lots and lots of these around depending what country you're in. And now let's add in some cream of tartar. This will actually make your mixture nice and hard. And if you don't put this in, you'll definitely notice that your bath bomb will not be hard and it will soften too fast as well. We're going to add some pink clay into this. You could add some kaolin clay if you want. There's plenty of different clays. There's also red clay, and you can actually color your bath bombs with the clays if you like. But we wanted this one to be bright because it is a bubblegum inspired bath bomb. So in goes the bubblegum mixture. This one I'm using is from Aussie Candles, and it's a really, really good bubblegum one. Some bubblegum ones don't smell as rich as the 80s bubblegum as this one, but it's super, super good. So you'll see that I've added in, like I said, all of those ingredients that we really do need to add in for now. And now we're just going to mix it once again to get the beautiful bath bomb that's, you know, really silky on the edges and not rough looking. The whole idea is the method, and the method of just constantly mixing. So I definitely suggest that you do that. And for mine, I don't use alcohol at all. I actually use oils in mine. So in this one, I do have some sweet almond oil. And I'm also going to be adding in some jojoba oil, which just adds to that beautiful luxury sort of moisturizing bath bomb. I get lots and lots of questions actually about putting butters in. I definitely suggest not to put butters in, because if you put butters in your bath bomb, they're often too heavy and they sink. So if you're happy with them sinking, that's fine. But a lot of people ask me about the fizzing and the spinning, and all of my bath bombs spin, and that's because they are lightweight as well. So hopefully that is a little tip that does help you as well. Make sure you put some polysorbate 80 in, because that will stop the ring and the oil ring going around the bath, and it will actually allow the glitter and everything to go down the drain nice and smooth, because it is dispersing all of the oils evenly and not making them sit on top of the water. So hopefully that is a little bit of a help as well. And don't forget your fragrance oil. Make sure you look on your fragrance oil, because all fragrance oils have, different amounts that you can use for bath bombs. For instance, some frangipanis are only 2%, and lots of the others are generally about 5%. And when you say 5%, you need to add your totals and take everything away as well. So if it is 5%, 95% would be the product, and the other 5% would be the fragrance oil that you're going to put in, if 5% is okay with the supplier that you're actually using. So hopefully that makes sense to do all of that. And I thought I would just let you all know, if you would love to have the recipe for this one, just make sure you step over to our Patreon. Patreon starts from $5, and that really does help me along, and it actually helps me keep making recipes, because it does cost money to make these, and sometimes I don't sell them. I just make them so that you can all see. I will give you the recipes for some items, but some you need to be on Patreon to get the recipes and so on, because like I said, it just does help me. So we have different pledges you can go over for $5 a month, you know, $10 a month or $20 a month, but $5 you will still see all of the recipes. So if that's what you want, definitely go over there. The links are definitely on my YouTube, and they'll also be in the description below. Also, I do spray Witch Hazel into my mixture as well, because that allows everything to run smoothly. Water does not work as well as Witch Hazel, so I definitely suggest that you use that. And Witch Hazel is a plant-based product. So also what I'm going to be adding into mine is some SLSA. You don't need to add that in. You can 100% take the SLSA out of your mixture if you don't want that. If you want a more natural one, goat's milk will also give you bubbles, so you can pop goat's milk in as well. So anyway, hopefully that all makes sense to you, but let's keep mixing it and make sure it's gorgeous and totally combined. Now, to get the fizz and the fun that we all want in a bath bomb, we need to add some citric acid. So generally with citric acid, you're going to be adding 50% of the measurement of your bicarbonate soda. So if you're using 500 grams of bicarb, you would use 250 grams of citric acid. You can also use a little bit less. You can use, you know, about 20% less if you like. But if you want that super fast fizzing, you definitely need to add 50% of the bicarb. So now we're just going to make sure that we mix this in really, really well, and turning it round and round as you go. But do remember that it is really important as well, once we actually finish with the mixer, that we take it out of the mixer and we pop it in a bowl and also mix around by hand, because there'll always be little bits that aren't mixed in totally as well, and this way it makes it super good. One thing I wanted to talk about is making sure you're using a good citric acid. There's no good using a cheap brand or one from a pet store, because it means that they are not ground down super fine. Ones that you buy from suppliers are ground down really, really finely. And the great thing about that is it creates a smooth, gorgeous looking bath bomb. And I'm sure that's what you want. So don't go cheap and then ruin your whole mixture. So now, as you can see, I've taken it out of the mixture, and there's little white bits not mixed in because they were at the bottom of the stand mixer. And now we're just going to make sure we mix it all around by hand, giving it lots and lots of mixture as well. Try not to add too much you know, Witch Hazel. Lots of people spray and spray and spray, but you can see with my mixture that it is not, it's really not wet. It looks more dry than wet. So you have to get that balance right, and the balance is very hard to learn. So as you can see, it's holding great in my hand, and now it is ready for us to do the next step and get everything ready. Some people use a machine, and do remember that your mixture that, you know, you will use will change if you're using, you know, if you're doing it by hand, or if you're using a hand press like I am, or also if you're going to be using a press that has a generator as well, because all of that does actually, you know, change everything as well. Sorry, a compressor, I think it's called, not a generator. But anyway, for my mixture, this works really well. And what we're going to be doing here is we're just going to be adding it in to this round mold. So the round mold here is from the Express company, and it's a fantastic mold. I think it's about $70 for this one. This one is a 2-inch round mold as well. And then we're just going to pop the top on, and these come in 3 pieces. They come in the top, the bottom, and the shaft in the middle, which is, you know, a really, really good one. And then all we're going to do is just press it nice and tight onto my machine, as you can see here. And then I need to find something to press it out. You have got lots of tools that will help you press it out, but for me, I just use any container I can around that's nice and slim and pushes it through. And the little line that you'll see on the outside, that will actually become that beautiful satin ring that everyone's trying to look for. But don't worry if it's there or not. And then just get a ruler, a pen, a knife, anything just to tap the edges to release it a little bit. And look how gorgeous this looks. It looks absolutely stunning. And then we've done with that bit there. But we are going to be adding a drizzle at the end, which I'll show you how I do mine as well, because it is a little tricky with the drizzle. But these ones are gorgeous, so I'll keep going. Now, why I keep doing this bit here, I thought that I would actually just tell you the easiest way is to use the top of it, and generally about 2 scoops or so is all you're going to need to fill it up, and it will make a 130 gram bath bomb. You can make them bigger or smaller, but if you make them much smaller than this in this particular mold, they won't hold together and they will start to crumble, and that's because they're not compact enough. So do make sure they're compact enough. If you're selling them, always make sure you're weighing in between each one, and I always weigh mine on the scale. Now, something I thought that I would add in here so that you'll know, lots of people say to me their mixture's drying out, and yes, it will if you leave it too long. You honestly only have a 15 to 20 minute window from when you're finished mixing it to pack it in the mold and then sit them aside. And don't shrink wrap them or anything for about 20 hours. That way they'll be nice and neat. If you pack them earlier, you may see little wet spots coming through on the side of them through the shrink wrap, and that's because the inner core of the bath bomb is not as hard as the outer core. And of course, once you seal it, it has no time for the water to evaporate because it's all stuck within a shrink wrap. So I hope you see what I'm saying with that, because I know I've done that many times myself and could not understand why that was happening. Also, the humidity is super important, which I always talk about that. And now let's do some fun stuff. So I have some cocoa butter in the bottom here, and I'm just adding a little bit of mica. You can also add some polysorbate 80 if you like, but do remember I've already added that inside the bath bomb as well, so that is going to counteract with this as well. So that is definitely going to be helping all of the butters and everything, and the cocoa butter is going to feel gorgeous on the skin as well. And there's not going to be a lot of this on each bath bomb because we're going to be drizzling it over the side as well. So now once we've done that as well and we've reached the color that we want to reach, it's simply just adding some bicarbonate soda. So over on Patreon, I will actually give you all the measurements and weights that you need to do to get this perfect. But, you know, a lot of this to do with the mixture is just getting the consistency that you want. If it is too thick, you will not be able to pipe it. It will go hard before you even get to pipe it. So it needs to be a little bit more liquid, and then you need to hold the bag, and you really need to guide the piping bag when we get to that stage so that the liquid just doesn't go everywhere, because it won't be thick like a cake batter or anything like that. It will definitely be a lot thinner, and that's so that we can work with it and we have more time to work with it and drizzling it over the bath bomb. Of course, you can use a spoon and just drizzle it, but it means you won't have as much control and it won't look as professional. So I definitely suggest that you do these kind of things that I've suggested. And now let's just add it into the piping bag. We have not cut a hole in the piping bag. There is no tip in the piping bag either, because otherwise all the liquid would just run out, because you can see how liquidy this is. And then once we've done it, we really want to tie some sticky tape or something on the end of the piping bag, just so that our mixture does not start to run everywhere and be crazy and come out. So as you can see, it's in here and it's quite wobbly, but we want this because if it was thicker, it would dry before I even get to cut the end off. So you, like I said, you do need to work with this. It is tricky. It does take time to get it to look super professional. So twist the end of the bag and tie it with some sticky tape or a hair tie or something, just so that the end of the liquid is not coming out. Now you can see that I'm balancing it in my hand and making sure the tip is up in the air so the liquid won't go everywhere. And then we're just going to cut a tiny bit off the end. And now I've sort of got to hold it upside down a little bit so that I'm controlling the amount that's coming out, because I don't want too much to come out, because you will see that quite a lot will come out. And then all I want to do with this is just do some squiggly lines back and forward over my bath bombs. And I did this blue because blue and pink is a gorgeous contrast for bubblegum as well, isn't it? And I mean, I think it looks so fun. But you can do this with lots of different colors. You can also make rainbow stripes on top as well. You can make a lattice design as well. So you would, if you were doing a lattice, you would just keep going across, and then you would turn the direction and go the opposite way, and that will create a lattice on the top, which I've done that with many of my bath bombs. And this new one will come out soon. I'll also have these on my website, although some of these are for a wholesale order. And I do have to make 2 more batches for that wholesale order, but some will also be on my website. And my website is being fixed at the moment. It's under maintenance, and I've got some amazing guys fixing it. So I will leave all of their details down below if anybody wants to contact them to get some advice on some web design, because they really are good, and I'm so excited to show all of you. So make sure you all go onto my new site. It should be up hopefully today, which is Friday, or Saturday at the latest, and you'll be able to see it, and you'll slowly see it being tweaked as we go along. But I'm really excited to see my website. So these bubblegum ones will be on it, and remember, they are 130 grams. Now, look, they're gorgeous. They're done. We are totally finished, and I hope you have loved this. So make sure you give me a big thumbs up and a like, and always tell me your comments, because I love to hear from you. And I do have many professional soap makers that are using my bath bomb recipe. So like I said, it is over on Patreon, so jump over there and you'll be able to get the recipe. Anyway, I'll see you next time, and thank you to my patrons. Here are all their gorgeous names listed below. See you next time, everyone. Bye for now.